Yes, Sasi. This is the mock interview for DevOps and Cloud roles at an
Uh,
architect level. So let's see where you stand, and then I'll try to give you feedback after this. Uh,
Okay, okay,
if you can give a brief introduction about yourself, what sort of roles and responsibilities you are managing, and what sort
okay,
of customers you have managed in past, you can then we can take start from their discussion.
okay, fine, fine. Yeah, overall, I have almost 14 plus experience in the IT industries, and last 5 years I was completely working on the DevOps and cloud side, actually, cloud
Mhm,
engineers. The tools I'm using it, in the DevOps tools like Ansible, Terraform, TerraGrunt, and Azure DevOps for pipelines. And Docker and Kubernetes. And last 2 years, I was not working on the Docker and Kubernetes. I'm completely working for Ansible, Terraform, TerraGrunt, and Azure DevOps and GitHub.
mhm,
And my cloud experiences platform is, AWS.
mhm.
So earlier I was working in Oracle OCI when I was in Bangalore. Now I completely moved to AWS side. So here my role is, the infrastructure oriented, deployments like completely infrastructure engineers.
Mhm,
uh, providing, designing and providing the infrastructure using the Terraform, TerraGrunt, and VPC peering, transit gateway configurations, and security hub implementations using
mhm,
the CAS benchmark version 3.0.
mhm.
And then CI/CD, deploying the CI/CD pipelines using the Azure DevOps. So here we don't have infrastructure oriented pipelines. We have applications like Windows based like IaaS deployments.
Mhm.
And and then RDS side, we have implemented. I have implemented uh, database auto backup and auto restores
What
and auto
industry you
backups.
work in? You work in financial services or
It is a financial services. Yeah, it is a
okay,
financial
okay.
services. Yeah,
It serves global users or region specific.
it is a UK and Ireland based, users only. Yeah, yeah. That's all for my skill
Hmm.
sets.
So, Sasi, if I talk about at your level, right, I want to get into a bit of like you because you fall into that architect level experience.
Yeah.
15 years is a reasonable experience in IT to be working in that space. Now, different terms for architect, but I want to understand that how would you manage a customer that has hundreds of AWS accounts in different operating in different regions. So, what would be your approach to managing uh, a customer that has, say, 100 AWS accounts?
Okay, so as of now, I haven't you worked, the 100%, 100 data accounts like that. So as of now, I'm working with, almost 30 accounts. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and 30 accounts, like a different, customers. The where I'm working in the finance sectors, they are using UK and US, sorry,
How
Ireland
do you
based
how do you
customers.
manage these 30 accounts?
It's a completely, organizations, and we have tower based actually
Hmm. Okay.
accounts.
So what sort of benefits does it tower brings?
So manageable, creating the accounts for, in the central tower, we can create the accounts, user details and everything in the central accounts.
Mhm.
From there, it will be create for other rest of the environments as well. For example, we have UAT 1 to UAT 10. Okay.
Mhm.
So if I want to give an access for UAT 5 or UAT 6 for only the specific users, we have a groups. So we can add those user into the groups actually
How does
in the
this
tower account.
this works? How will the users get access to that specific account?
Okay, so let's say in organizations or let's say in AWS organizations. Okay, so in the organizations, uh, we can create the users are already mapped or users are already created. So
Where
only
are
thing
they
is
mapped and created?
in
How
the
are they mapped
organization
to the
account.
account is what I'm trying to understand.
Uh, Okay, the question is, okay, fine. It's a master account. Can we say master account?
Mm-hmm.
One second. So in the master account, in the master accounts, so all the accounts are mapped in the master accounts, like all the 30 non-prods and production accounts mapped with these master accounts. So
Mm-hmm.
if end user or the business user need to access the one of the accounts, so we can assign that accounts from the master account.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like we have to be assigned the policy, like administrator policy or the developer policy or power users policies. So based on the requirement, we can assign the policy from the master accounts.
Okay. Clearly, you have not done this setup. This has already been configured.
Already been configured. Yeah, already been
Right.
configured. Yeah,
Because what
yeah.
you are trying to, if you give administrator level permissions, you are assigning for a specific account. That would be only the root account or master account will get it. You will not
Correct.
be
Yeah,
able
yeah.
to assign admin of a different account from master account.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Right. Okay. On the same
Because
line,
this setup already been configured, long time before.
on the
So
same lines, I want to understand if you want to restrict something, you don't want in UAT5 certain things not to be done. So how would you do that? Like you don't want EC2 instances created at all in that account. If that account is for machine learning purpose, you want Bedrock and some other services to be enabled. You just don't want. How would you go about that kind of setup?
so for that case, so probably I'll be working with the policy side.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the end user is we are assigning developer policy or power users
Right.
policy or something different policies.
Mm-hmm.
So based on the policy side, we can restrict them actually. So they don't want to create any EC2 instance. They don't want to
No,
access the
but
secret
that's
manager
not the
like that.
question. That's not the question. That user should not be able to do that. Account should not have EC2 instances at all created by anyone.
So the EC2 instance itself, they should not. I mean, they should not see that, right? You're saying.
They
You're
may
saying.
not see it, or yeah, or they're not able to create it at all. And it's not like controlling through IAM policy. It's like having some account level config where I don't want EC2 instances in this, right? Instead of,
Okay. Okay.
otherwise you have to do it for every user. You have to do it that every user permissions, EC2 no, not able to provision EC2 instance. Administrator may still be able to do, but is there a way we can restrict these, and where would that fit in?
Hmm. No idea, Sanjeev. Actually, I haven't done actually.
That's okay. Let's talk about some multi-region deployment. How would you create a CI/CD pipeline if
Hmm.
it has to deploy to three regions?
Okay. So we have Azure DevOps CI/CD pipelines.
Mhm.
So it is not configured with multiple regions. Actually, we have configured only one region, EU West
UK
One
and
CI.
Ireland are different regions, right? London is a different AWS data center, and
Yes, but the data centers in Ireland. So most of them are accessing the Ireland data center only actually.
okay, okay. But anything you would do specifically if you have to configure multi-region deployment?
Actually, in the variable side, we can define that the region specific,
Hmm.
which regions the pipeline has to be run.
Hmm.
Um, I think the variable side we can configure it.
Okay, cool. Um, let's talk about a little bit slightly basic. Do you know RPO, RTO?
RPO, RTO, I have gone through, but I haven't worked actually. No, I have no idea. This is okay, Sanjeev. This is you are asking about solution architect or DevOps or cloud engineer side. Because I haven't gone through any solution architect related
See, I'm
activity so far.
asking to a 15 years person who has 4 to 5 years in DevOps and cloud.
Yeah.
I'm asking that person, they should know RPO, RTO. I mean, that's what I would
Okay.
expect. That
Because
that
I was basically, I was in Oracle application database administrator. Okay.
doesn't matter.
So completely database side I was working.
If you
Last
were
5 years only I
database
was
side,
working.
you need to know RPO and RTO. This is
Okay.
very, um, like very closely related to database.
Okay, okay. I will note down this one, Sanjeev.
Hmm. So RPO and RTO are very commonly asked, and I would assume it's slightly basic. So
Okay, okay.
I want to understand from you. It doesn't matter whether you worked on Oracle or you worked on AWS. Give me maybe one or two examples of a load balancer doing more than load balancer. So load balancer distributes traffic. Everybody understands it. Does
Yeah.
it do anything beyond load balancing? Anything around load balancing? What does a load balancer do?
Load balancer is a traffic rules, there's a trafficking, when
Hmm.
the user are when the end user is accessing that particular websites or particular URLs.
Right,
So based on if we have to be define the traffics, okay.
right,
For example, the port wise they are accessing, okay. For
right,
example, 82 or 83 port wise they're accessing.
right.
So while accessing, if that if you are configuring the load balancer based on the the free space free what is it called, availability, sorry, availability. So the
Mhm.
website or the URL can be accessed actually.
Right. But does it do anything more like some sort of health checks or some sort of.
Yeah, obviously. See, load balancers are configured in always the health check should be good actually. If the load
Mhm.
balancer health check is not good, your application may get restart or you're easy to get restart where you
Mhm.
configured your load balancers. And again, it is again we are configuring with the ASG, right? So automatically the load balancer is health check is failed. So through that ASG, it will get create a
Anything
new EC2.
SSL termination, something it does which is not traffic management, any sort of.
Yes, SSL TLS is configured. Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, but I haven't gone through that issues. But yes, in our load balancer we have configured
You
SSL
talked
TLS.
about ASGs, auto scaling groups.
Yes,
I
correct. Yeah.
want to understand if you have to investigate an auto scaling group instance, which was
Hmm.
created, say, midnight, 12 o'clock, when everybody was
Okay.
sleeping. And now, because the traffic has gone down, that has terminated. You want to investigate something on that EC2 instance which got terminated. So, how will you do that?
This is basically, the CloudWatch logs are there. So based on the logs, we can identify that, where the issues are occurring, what was happened during the midnight. The log we configured, right? So based on that, we can track it.
How do you, which kind of logs are these?
Um, CloudWatch logs.
Where do we configure CloudWatch logs? So for
In,
example, my application writes application logs to C colon
yeah,
ABCD folder.
correct. Yeah.
How would CloudWatch know where to look for those files?
Yeah, your okay. Windows in your machine, Windows C colon files are there, like test.log files. So
Mm-hmm.
that log file we have to configure with your CloudWatch groups, log groups. Okay.
Okay.
So in that CloudWatch log group, we have to be work. We have to create the CloudWatch first with your EC2 log file location to your AWS CloudWatch log
Mm-hmm.
group.
Where that
Okay.
configuration happens, that's what I am trying to understand.
Where that configurations? I didn't get you that question.
How does see application logs can be anywhere on the instance.
Yeah,
AWS would not know where that application log is.
correct.
Where do you connect these two dots?
So parameter stores. There is
Okay.
an agent config. There is an agent config, right?
Agent
CloudWatch agent config. So
agent
from
is
there we are
configured,
connecting.
and then agent configuration, you specify
Yeah,
where the files have to be looked.
files are located. Yeah.
Awesome. Uh, have you written any Lambda function?
No.
Okay. Which is your go-to programming language? If you have to do automate something, which programming language do you use?
I'm using Bash. No, uh, Bash actually.
Okay.
Shell script.
Okay. If you have to automate something, you would be using scripting.
Yeah, Bash.
Comfortable with Python?
No, I'm in a basic, just learning it. I started learning after joining this company. They are most of the programs are running in the Python, so I just started learning it.
Can you tell me like what is REST API
Okay, REST API is nothing but, as per my understanding, when the requests are coming, right? So the tunnel, or from my understanding, when the requests are coming in, the REST API has to decide whether it is allow or not,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that is called REST API, as per my understanding.
Okay. Have you done any kind of cloud migration project
No, not here.
from on-premise to cloud or
On
VMware?
premises, Oracle I did. It's 6 7 years before when I was in
Mhm.
Bangalore.
Yeah, but that's okay. Like,
Uh, yeah, actually we have Oracle mm, on-premises data center. From there we are migrating to OCI actually that time.
hmm
So for that, we from base level task, like all the networking concepts, load balancers, rules. I think from these things and all, installing the database configurations, applications, and then we started migrations. Yeah, these are the steps we did actually.
Okay,
It's been long time.
long back. Again, I'm going back to the multi-account strategy or multi-account thing. How you have 30 accounts to manage? So how do you manage?
Yeah.
Like, uh, isn't it very difficult for you? Like, somebody creates a very large instance in, say, account one. How will you
Okay.
know about that? Maybe account 20. How will you know about all these things as a engineer or a DevOps cloud lead or whatever role you are? But how will you know about things happening in those accounts? What if somebody creates a bucket that has
hmm
public access and he's sending data from here and there? Everybody has access to it. So how will you come to know about it?
Okay, so we have a security hub. We have enabled security hubs.
Mm-hmm.
So so in the security hubs, so if it is a S3 bucket is public access, so we will come to know that
Mm-hmm.
whether it is publicly access or not. So that's how we are managing it.
Okay.
And yeah, these are the one we are managing it. And then we have inspector tool as well, but guardrails as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but mostly we are working with the security hubs.
Okay. Can you describe me like what is the difference between um monitoring and logging?
Monitoring is nothing but uh, what is going on the instance like EC2, whatever site, okay,
Mm-hmm.
across your environment, account side, what is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever it may be, like S3 bucket status, EC2 instance, VPC flow logs, or security hub side, whatever it may be, you can, that is monitoring.
Monitoring.
Logging in the sense, um, like for example, EC2 has some loggings, and S3 bucket also we can enable the logs. VPC flow logs we can enable it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is all logging actually. We can see that.
Okay. Can you do real-time analysis on logs somehow? Or is it
Real time analysis.
or is it like if you have to investigate something tomorrow, day after, or something in future, logs are useful at that time?
Yes, correct. Yeah, obviously.
But can you do any kind of your customer says that I need real-time monitoring of my logs? Can you set it up for me? What would you do?
Yes. So actually, recently I did one log setup in my AWS accounts.
Mm-hmm.
There is a application kind of data data document loader. Okay. So
Sorry,
so
what's
we
the
have configured.
Datadog, is it?
Sorry.
Datadog?
No, no, document loader. Document loader.
Document loader. Okay.
Document loader. So it was configured on the EC2 environment. And all the logs are flowing on C drive, some locations. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that customer asked me to configure that logs. I need to see every day, because
Mm-hmm.
what is going on, what is the transaction, what is that, documents are uploaded. So those things and all they want to know that. So every time they cannot log into the database, sorry, EC2 environment.
Correct.
For that, I set up I configured a CloudWatch log
Mm-hmm.
with the EC2 environment using the Cloud Agent
Mm-hmm.
configurations.
Mm-hmm.
So once I configured, after synchronization happened, end user was able to, sorry, business user was able to see the CloudWatch logs actually, because we have given the developer policies. So in
Mm-hmm.
that policy, they can see CloudWatch group as well. Yeah.
Mm. But if you
So after
don't
that,
want to,
they
if you
yeah,
want to perform some sort of analytics on these logs, do you know how to do that?
no, actually.
You want to see how many errors are coming or how many, for example, your application that you are managing is a point of sale application. You want to see how many orders are going through your system.
Yeah, correct.
How would you do that? It's an ATM application. You want to see how many people are withdrawing the money. How would you do that kind
Okay.
of analysis?
So this is log analyzer, right? You're
Hmm.
saying.
Right. What services you will
Okay.
combine, or I'm just trying to give you a bit of hints here. Like
Yeah,
you would
yeah, I
combine
got it.
certain services and do some magic.
Oh, no, no idea actually. I'm using only CloudWatch logs. So they are enough for that actually. I
It starts
haven't
with
tried yet.
CloudWatch logs. Everything in
Yeah.
AWS starts with CloudWatch.
From
Maybe.
there, the specific error it has to pick, you're saying.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Uh,
So somebody
no,
has
no
to
idea.
read that constantly, maybe plot a graph or plot a chart or something which keeps on telling you that, okay, transactions are actually going through and there is no problem with the system. Every minute something is happening. And when it stops, it's a problem. You know that now it's a problem
Yeah.
situation.
Uh,
No
I
worries,
think the
all good.
quick site.
Maybe at some stage, but not right away.
Okay, okay,
Uh, what else? I think I got a good idea about your profile.
okay.
So, uh, like what I have understood is that because of some situation, maybe because of your employment situation with a specific customer or few customers, and you moving from OCI to AWS and all that, I think you are still stuck at a sort of senior DevOps engineer or a cloud engineer kind of role.
Yeah,
You have not yet gone to an architect level
yeah.
as of
I know
now.
that. I know that.
You
Yeah,
have, you're right. You have not designed complex solutions yourself, or you have not worked on those complex solutions. You have probably worked under a lot of architects, maybe customer architects, or your own company's architects, leads, that
yeah.
sort of thing. The challenge with your profile is because it's 15 years experience, majority into infra side and all, people would expect quite a lot from you,
Okay, okay.
right? Because you put 15 years tag upfront in the opening line, people would expect detailed solutions, answer to complex problems. That I think is lagging a little bit.
Okay, okay.
So, are you working in a service company or a product company or
It's a service. It's no, it is not a product. It's a service actually. Yeah,
services, right?
yeah,
Mm. So it happens because you keep moving across depending upon what your customers need. You switch domains, you switch cloud platforms, you switch tools, technologies. In some cases, it's useful because you know a lot about different clients and how they are operating. Maybe you have long running programs, so you are working in a specific area for a long period of time. Um, that could be the reason. But I think it's time for you to step up a little bit because very shortly, like right now, 15 years, you may be able to defend somehow that yes, it's okay. I'm not across some of these activities, but in in a in another few years, it will be very difficult for you to do that sort of thing.
okay, okay.
So
So
it's
how do we, fix these kind of issues? Actually, that's the
uh,
reason, I'm struggling almost. 10 interviews I have attended. So two interviews I have yeah, cleared all the levels. Almost four
Mm-hmm.
levels I have cleared.
Mm-hmm.
Only HR round, due to HR round, after that HR round, they said there are 4 5 candidates are there, so we
Mm-hmm.
have to be shortlisted. So I did not select it, and rest 8 interviews on the first level itself, I didn't gone through actually. I
Hmm.
was completely upset, Sanjeev. So I
Hmm.
don't know
What
where
could be
to
the reason?
find,
Like, have you figured out some questions that failed you, or you
No,
think?
it is completely not the solution architect. First of all, this is not solution architect. This is a
Mhm.
completely for cloud engineer and DevOps engineer side.
Okay.
Okay. Like Kubernetes, they're asking about the Kubernetes and they're asking about Dockers. Ansible side, Terraform side, I was able to explain. They are very well. Even Fidelity, right? Fidelity.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Fidelity. One interview attended. In the front upfront, they are saying that you are well at AWS side. But EKS side, you have not worked at all. So we
Mm-hmm.
need EKS persons.
Right.
Okay. So I completely intolerable that time. I was not able to. That time only I realized, like week ago. That time only I realized, like I think this is not the way to prepare the interview. This is not a good thing. I
Hmm.
think we need to find a solutions. Otherwise, we cannot go long run. Actually, I
Right.
know that.
Right. Right. So
Uh,
for you, I would. How did you pass the AWS Solution Architect Professional exam? Architect.
There was an AWS courses there, right? In the AWS side. So day and night, I just
Mm-hmm.
gone through that. Then only I cleared that.
And did you use any shortcut in that? Any dumps or anything you
No,
followed?
no, no, no. No. Here we cannot use that actually, and I'm not, comfortable with the dumps because earlier days I used in Oracle WebLogic side and all the dumps were not useful for me. So
Hmm.
from that moment, I'm not using that dumps. So I was
Hmm.
completely
Which course you
following
followed?
the documents. Sorry,
Which course you followed?
Udemy actually.
Okay. So problem with those, some of the courses on Udemy, and I have Stephen Marik, and some courses I have seen, they're heavily focused on certification, pass the exam, somehow pass
Correct. Yeah,
the
yeah.
exam, and just remember these tips and tricks and just pass the exam. So that's where I have seen a lot of people. But it's a good exam and difficult exam, even if you pass by following some course and going through the pain, I can understand. But that somehow maybe you could not apply that into your day-to-day job. That was not reflecting in multiple regions, and when we things get slightly complex, usually people who have passed that exam are able to answer these kind of questions. Uh,
Okay, okay,
the You have to find a way how you apply that skill set. How do you apply that knowledge? And you have to find out
okay,
more situations where customers are facing. You have 30 accounts, but I know of banks where they have 1,000 accounts.
okay, okay,
Right? How do you do that? How even your control tower can be automated. So how do you manage control tower and accounts using Terraform, and how do you apply those policies? Right? You
okay,
you didn't talk about. I was talking about applying denial policies at account level. You were stuck at IAM policy and all. So there are service control policies and through which you can manage these kind of things.
okay, okay,
So these things should be coming in your language that was sort of missing. But yeah, you
okay.
may be rusty, you may not. But because you are preparing for interviews, you don't have that excuse also that you are.
Correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct. Yeah, yeah.
So so yeah, there are few gaps. I would suggest you find a way how you can learn problems of various AWS customers. I don't know how you do that. Best thing is through certifications. Uh, Probably second best is through certifications. Otherwise, it's through some projects which are maybe give you problem statement of, okay, how are banks solving this problem? How are retail customers solving this problem? What are the problems of startups in AWS, right?
Yeah.
Then your consulting will improve, your language will improve. That is what I would expect, that if you can somehow do that, you can
Okay.
you can talk to you in your network. You can talk to people who are AWS and working in a bank. You maybe interview them, talk to them that I want to understand what sort of projects are you running. You don't have to give me all the insights about your company, but tell me like what sort of projects, how are you managing these many accounts, and how you are managing the cost. What is FinOps doing in your company? How is the security managed? Then talk to a startup guy and ask him similar sort of questions. And that could be one of the approach. Certifications, automatically every question in AWS certification is a scenario that gives you those scenarios. That is one thing. Third is you talk to people, get some idea on the projects, some good projects that you can implement yourself. It took
Okay.
me quite a long, like some of the things, real-time analytics is a very common situation. It's everybody's doing that sort of thing. You want to understand what's happening in your logs in real time. Same goes for CloudWatch agent. It took me quite some time to reach to a level where that you didn't mention that there would be an agent required.
Yeah.
I was like, I usually hope that people come up with that agent config quickly. So it took
Okay.
me a bit of
Okay.
probing that where would that connection be. And similarly, there are things maybe you have not done all the hands-on. Maybe there are gaps. Maybe sometimes things are already pre-configured from past. You join a project in the middle and things are already configured. So all in all, you have to build. That's why I always suggest your company will always have something pre-configured. You have to somehow create that environment on your side. You take your own AWS account, try to create 5 or 10 different AWS accounts under that and under the master account. Try to set up that IAM policies and how do you switch roles between different accounts? Where do you configure that? Configure single sign-on, all sort of such things. Maybe if you
Okay.
are really enthusiastic, maybe configure an Azure Active Directory. Try to give Azure Active Directory users for your AWS account.
Okay.
These are the scenarios like at an architect senior level. And if they had 4 people, 5 people shortlisted for a role, you missed out. This could be the gap that that person brings maybe solution design knowledge, maybe something more than what you can offer. So think where the gaps could be, and then based on that,
Okay.
take it from there.
Okay. So you have opted some classes, right? You have, I see your website. So if you're attending those classes, will I get some knowledge?
That they will,
What?
they those projects are again created for that kind of exposure that you get
Okay.
some sort of more use cases under your belt that
Okay.
you know. So that's the idea.
So, so okay. So if I attend those classes, so I will
You
also get
will
some
you
knowledge
will
about.
have additional few more use cases to talk about. How do you deploy to different accounts, different regions? Some more idea. At least you will have
Okay.
more ingredients that you can plug and play in your interviews and talk about things.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay, Sanjeev. Yeah. Actually, I need this kind of suggestions. So that's, see, negative or positive, that doesn't matter for me.
Yeah, that's okay.
So
That's it's
I have
just a
to,
feedback. It's a mock thing.
yeah, feedback. Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
People have gaps. Even if you
Yeah.
interview me, I will have hundreds of gaps. Like I'm doing
Correct.
it because I know the questions, I know the answers. But if
Correct.
I have to attempt an interview, obviously it would be slightly better than what it was long back. I'm doing hands-on. I'm in an active job, so it does help. But I have my own gaps,
Correct. Yeah.
right?
So I just want to know where I'm lagging. So that's
Yeah.
that's
So.
that's really good actually. Now I understood
When
where
I
I'm.
had these kind of issues, I did a lot of certifications. I worked because I was working in a service company.
Okay.
There is a phase called RFP, responding to different RFPs, like responding to a tender or something. So customer needs services, so they will publish their proposal and then their requirements, and different customers respond to it. So we were responding as one of the customer and one of the service provider. And
Okay.
even though I don't implement that project, but I'll know that what customers are really asking for nowadays. So I'll contribute to that, then another one, then another one, and then another one. So within maybe 2 months, I have actually seen the entire landscape of maybe 7, 8 customers, and that gives knowledge very quickly.
Okay.
Then certifications help. Then again, I did a lot of freelancing. I went on to freelancing sites, did
Okay.
some projects for, because that time even if you can contribute somehow, like through automation or through some policies, or everything was a value add. Now, people, there are not many basic short-term freelance opportunities. It's very hard to find and build your profile that way. But at that time,
Yeah.
it was easy, like around 7, 8, 9 years back. It was
Okay.
easy to find such job or small jobs online and then contribute to that.
Okay.
You can
Now it
see,
is
you
really
can.
hard.
It's hard. It's hard, but
Yeah.
it will give you a learning. At least you will look at customers what they are asking for.
Yeah.
That's what you need to know. At an
Got it.
architect level, you need to know where the customer problems are, what's their problem statement, what's their pain point, and then you have a solution, maybe more than one solution for them. You say that, okay, you are a startup, it's the same problem, but for you, this is a solution. Or you are a bank, for you, same problem, but a different solution, maybe an expensive solution, maybe highly secure solution. You need to have two or three solutions for each problem statement.
Questions, problems. Yeah. Okay, Sanjeev. Yeah, sure.
All right, Hasi, you
So
work.
I noted all your points. Actually, yeah, sure. Definitely, I'll come up with the
Sure, sure.
in a better position.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Keep working on it. Maybe spend 2, 3 months and we reconnect again.
Sure, Sanjeev. Yeah. Thank you very much, Sanjeev.
All
Thank you
right.
very much.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.